guys, yet again, this is the Comic Guy online with a new video just for you guys. And like always, thank you very much for coming into one of my videos and always liking and supporting my channel, as I really do appreciate all the likes and all the subscribers that I've been getting. Hopefully I'm going to get more subscribers, more likes. But I am going to keep going and doing my best for 2018. But today I'm going to be talking about starting off with the Star Wars dilemma. This whole Star Wars thing that's been going on lately. And let me tell you, with everything that's been going on, regardless of what people have said, and I know people are probably getting tired of all the Last Jedi stuff, that's the worst movie, that all this craziness that's been going on just because of the Last Jedi, and also with the new Han Solo movie that's coming out, people are like, oh my god, is it gonna? But regardless of all that, I'm gonna tell you, Star Wars, and I'm gonna read you a couple of different articles that I just read, and I think it was just very interesting to talk about. So, Star Wars franchise passes Harry Potter in total box office. So, the power of Star Wars at the box office cannot be denied. With the latest chapter, The Last Jedi, having earned over $1 billion worldwide, these figures not only solidify that The Last Jedi became the top grossing 2017 release, but it also helped push the cumulative total of the Star Wars universe past the Harry Potter universe of films to be the second highest grossing franchise of all time. According to Star Wars News Net, the 10 theatrically released Star Wars movies have earned a total of $8,556,678,930 worldwide, while the 9 films in the Wizarding World franchise have earned $8,253,704. So not by a lot, but a couple of millions away. The Star Wars had passed any franchise right now, at least the Harry Potter franchise. So the regularity in which Star Wars films get released will ensure that it stays in second spot, with Solo, a Star Wars story, hitting theaters in May. Sorry, I choked. With Solo, a Star Wars story, hitting theaters in May, and Episode 9 coming December of 2019, the film is Wizarding World, however, are relegated to premiering only every 2 years with the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Unless another spin-off based on Harry Potter debuts, the franchise time as number 2 will become a distant memory. Where the numbers from the original Star Wars film adjusted for inflation, the competition could be adjusted slightly, but we doubt either of these franchises could come close to taking the top spot from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the MCU didn't already have such a tremendous lead in the competition, having already grossed an estimated $13.5 billion worldwide. With Thor Ragnarok still in theaters, the amount of titles it produces every year just furthers the gap. Black Panther will be hitting theaters in February, followed by the Avengers Infinity War in May and Ant-Man and the Wasp in July. According to Box Office Mojo, the average worldwide gross of an MCU film is $794.5 million. Yet, given the increasing popularity of the film in the shared universe, we can only assume that number will grow with each release. Despite The Last Jedi opening to a 220 domestic opening weekend. Many thought that longevity of the film's success was in danger when the following weekend saw a 69% drop. Industry pundits blame this on being a holiday 3-day weekend. In addition to the release of Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, which was another family-oriented holiday release, Disney earned the top two 2017 release with The Last Jedi and The Beauty and the Beast, with Wonder Woman taking the third spot of the year. And The Last Jedi pretty much is taking. And like I was saying, like, that is interesting how this movie has taken over the spot. Like, it has reached a billion dollars, okay? Not a million, $1 billion. And regardless of all the drama and everything that's going behind The Last Jedi, all this nonsense about the movie is awful, all this ranting of all the Star Wars fans, that really you have to look back at the originals and say, there's some questions, that could be answered. I mean, there's a lot of questions, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of questions out there that needs to be answered, but there's also a lot of questions that don't make no sense. Like, let's see, there was an article that I saw here that I saw, like, questions for a Star Wars movie, and it was just interesting to see. And they had some questions in there that's like, dude, like, are you serious right now? Let me see if I find it. Answers no question. Like, for instance, like the Snoke questions. Like, is Snoke really that important that part of Snoke when he died is so important to you that it changes your view on the Star Wars? Like, really? Like, that changes your view on the Star Wars? Because they didn't really give you an answer for Snoke. But did they really give you an answer for Emperor Palpatine in any of the other original Star Wars? Did they? Because his backstory was not really done until, like, the prequels. And then he was actually, then he was introduced as a Sith Lord, as Emperor, and being Emperor Palpatine or whatever. The whole situation didn't come out in the original saga. It actually came out in the prequels. But then it's a big deal for everybody to just be talking about Snoke and whatever situation is a big deal. That ruined everybody's movie. Nobody knew about Luke Skywalker until Empire Strikes Back, when he found out that his father. Yes, there was points that yes, your father was a Jedi, but does that make a difference on Rey? The way that you point in the movie. I mean, there were things in the movie that you didn't get and was like, okay, what's going on with the movie? It didn't answer. But is it that important that it would change your view on how you look at Star Wars? So now, because of The Last Jedi, because you didn't like The Last Jedi, everybody's talking that Han Solo is going to be one of the worst films. Like, really? Don't prejudge on the Han Solo movie when we've been asking for a Han Solo movie to see how he became Han Solo. That would be a good thing to answer in the Han Solo story movie. As we're getting an Obi-Wan, as we're getting other movies, Star Wars movies, but it's so important, these questions for you, when you still have a third movie to come out that may answer those questions for you. So you give it a chance. And besides, with all the ranting and all the screaming that's been going on with The Last Jedi and their fans, it still made $1 billion. It still made $1 billion. So it doesn't really change anything, because it still made $1 billion. And then we have the Han Solo movie coming in May that we still haven't seen a trailer for. So that's gonna be, that's gonna be interesting because I can't wait to actually see the movie. I want to see how Han Solo and Chewbacca met. I want to see what was the past between Solo and Lando. How did he become Han Solo? Are they gonna show that? Like all these interesting things I want to know about Han Solo. Okay, he's one of the best characters in the Star Wars series. I want to know more about him. But what can I say? There's so many things, like so many fans are ranting, and it's like it's no point for you to rant anymore. Just let it go. Okay, you didn't like the movie? Fine, you didn't like the movie, but you don't have to bash it and ruin it for everybody else because you specifically didn't like the movie. And regardless if you didn't like the movie, you still made $1 billion in the box office. So they're still gonna make the trilogy from Rian Johnson, and it's gonna be a totally different. Is that gonna ruin the Star Wars universe? Because we want to know more about the Star Wars. We want to know what more is out there in the Star Wars universe. Like, really, is that gonna ruin everything? And regardless, like Star Wars, like I said, Star Wars: The Last Jedi made $1 billion, top grossing movie of 2017, right to the end, because it came out in December. Between a 2-week period before the end of the year, it made $1 billion worldwide, with a booming 517 domestic $1 million domestically, $500 million, $517 million domestically, and then it passed Beauty and the Beast. That was one of the highest growing, highest money making for 2017, and yet it made, regardless of all the rant and all the crap that everybody's been. Even Rogue One, Star Wars story, made $532.1 million when it first came out. So let's see. Star Wars: The Last Jedi earned $220 million in its opening weekend. That makes it only the 4th film in history to earn over $200 million in its opening weekend. Star Wars: The Force Awakens broke records with its $247.9 million opening. Jurassic World earned $208 million in the first weekend. Marvel's Avengers opened at $207.4 million. So, Avengers opened at $207.4 million, but yet Star Wars: The Last Jedi earned $220 million. Last year, Rogue One earned $155 million on its opening weekend worldwide. So, regardless of all this craziness, with all this backlash, with all this craziness, all these people saying that, Mark Hamill said this and Mark Hamill taking everything out of context. The questions with Leia having the Force, yet 30 years passed by, so you don't know what happened in between. All this craziness that's been going on with The Last Jedi still made $1 billion. Regardless. I'm just saying. So, I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't know. Everybody's fighting about something that makes no sense, but yet, that's up to you guys, what you guys think. Yet again, this is the Comic Guy Online with another video for you guys. Thank you very much for always coming by and watching one of my videos. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys like and subscribe to my channel so you could press that notification so you can see more videos of me coming up in the next year. Hopefully I get more subscribers. So you guys tune in. And yeah, like always, this is the Comic Guy Online. Peace.